We'll do them next week. Okay. All right, everybody. So let's just settle into our meditation posture. And a very good morning to you all. Unless there is somebody in there from the United Kingdom. Just wait. I need to see all you people. All right. Okay. And just bring your mind to the same place your body is and just land. So whether you've been up for quite some time, whether you are just rising, so if you've been up for some time, you may already have some busyness going on. So just bring the mind very gently back to where you are. So check your body, your feet and legs, the sits bones slightly raised, hands in the meditation mudra, shoulders over the hips, and just lengthen the spine. You can imagine it's a string of pearls of light stretching from the base all the way up through the crown of the head. And then, like a puppeteer, somebody is above, just very gently lengthening the spine. Just imagine all those little muscles along the back, very gently lengthening. Shoulders are aligned with the hips, and the ears with the shoulders as best you can. Head is very slightly tipped forward, eyes are down, looking along the length of the nose, and if they were open, they'd be looking at a spot about 2 inches ahead. Tip of the tongue on the roof of the mouth. I think for us at our level, it's not super important, this one. It's really for those, if you're a yogi or a yogini in a cave and you're meditating, 8, 9, 10 hours a day. When you're at that very subtle level of meditation, even the slightest movement in the body will disturb the mind. So if you have to swallow or something. So it's to help somehow deal with all the saliva that builds up in the mouth. Prevents you from having to swallow all the time or from dribbling. Personally, I haven't ever been at that level, but I just do this. It's just practice. And then relax the jaw, lips are slightly apart. So bring your awareness to the crown of the head and relax the scalp and the forehead, the eyes. And particularly for people who have corrected lenses, just really try and relax the eyes, the back of the eye, the nose, the cheeks, your mouth, the jaw. And then bring your attention to the back of the head. Relax the scalp there, the base of the skull. And the ear and the inner ear. And the jaw. Back of the tongue. Release any tension in the back of the neck and the shoulders and allow your shoulder blades to drop down. Relax the throat and the chest and the belly. And the limbs, hands, fingers and feet and toes. And if you are sitting on a couch or a chair or up against a wall, try not, as best you can, try not to lean into that surface. We're trying to hold ourselves up. Just bring the mind to the breath. And just notice the sensation of the air as it very gently flows in, and as you exhale, flowing out of the nostrils. And then notice if there are any sounds in your environment. So I think when we're meditating, any distraction is a happy distraction, So just notice the sounds that are there and be aware not to follow them with your mind or investigate. But just allow them to be there as part of the tapestry of your environment. I mean, of course, if it's obviously an emergency, but I'm talking birds, people in your home, people on your street. And then very gently bring the mind back to the breath. Again, noticing the sensation of the air as you're breathing in and out. And now notice the thoughts, whatever is arising, and just kind of watch it, maybe as an objective observer. So what thoughts are going on in there? And it's all good, it's fine. And try and put some space in between those thoughts. As we're letting our mind settle, slowing it down. So again, just imagine this river of mental moments, and we're sitting on the bank. We're watching as our thoughts arise and they abide. So try not to be swept away, get caught up in them. Just allow them to flow on. And while we're sitting on the bank of this river, we're free. So let's bring to mind all the people of our life, our loved ones, near and dear, our besties, spouses, children. And then there's those ones we have a little bit of difficulty with. They maybe just irritate you, but perhaps also they've harmed you, so best keep away. We have a different mindset for those people. And then there's the strangers in our life. It's always good to remember that the friend, that person we would see as an enemy, the one we try and push away or stay away from, and the stranger could possibly change place in this life. And it may have happened. Perhaps you can think of an example, maybe someone in your life who maybe you didn't like once or was an irritation to you now as your really best friend. Maybe it's the other way around. But these people, they're just like us. They're all deserving equally of our concern. Not just the ones we love, the ones who we're close to, the ones who maybe we're responsible for. Everybody has a wish to be happy, constantly searching for happiness, never quite finding it. We're all the same until we're enlightened. And everybody has this wish to be free from suffering. That's why we're running around looking for things to make us feel good. And we're always got some kind of problem going on, big or small. And everyone has this incredible capacity for this enlightened mind. So really we're all the same. And according to our karma with each other, these relationships change. So it's always good we just keep that in mind. So I think we'll do this meditation on Tara for all these people of our life, and by extension, all sentient beings. So take a nice deep breath, just relax. And we'll do our 9-round breathing. I think we'll just do one set this morning. So just breathing in, first of all, through the right nostril, blissful, radiant white light. A nice deep breath, very slow, and pause at the top of the breath. And then breathe out through the left nostril, all your unhealthy attachment and desire and grasping and neediness, anxieties and wanting and not feeling enough. You breathe that out as thick black yucky smoke, and do that 3 times. And breathe in through the left nostril, blissful, radiant white light. And really try and imagine that this is what you're drawing in. Pausing at the top of the breath, and then breathe out through the right, all your anger energy. And this is jealousy, depression, irritation, disappointment, grudges, wishing to harm. And you breathe that out as thick black yucky smoke. Do that 3 times. And then ignorance. Breathe in, blissful, radiant white light. Pause at the top of the breath. And then breathe out all this kind of not understanding the way things truly exist. Not understanding karma, cause and effect. And do that 3 times. You breathe that out as thick black yucky smoke. Okay, we'll just do 1 set and then we'll move on to Tara. So this particular practice on Tara was compiled by Lamzo Rinpoche as a way of opening our hearts towards Tara's energy, action energy. Also healing, dispelling fear, dispelling poison. So this is why His Holiness recommended her as a practice for the virus, coronavirus. So you can imagine Tara in the space before you. So she's emerald green in colour and seated on a lotus and a moon. And she's the manifestation of all the Buddha's love, compassion, wisdom, kindness. And her body is of light. So you can imagine this about 6 to 8 feet away from you, at the level of your forehead. And you can make her as large as you like. Sometimes the larger we make the Buddhas, the easier they are to visualize. So her left leg is drawn up, and this signifies her complete control. And her right leg is extended, indicating that she's ready to rise up to aid all beings. So she's ready to get up and run. Her left hand is at her heart in the refuge gesture, with the palm facing outward and the thumb and ring finger joined and the remaining 3 fingers raised. Her right hand is on her knee in the gesture of granting sublime realizations. So the palm is facing outwards, the back of the hand is resting on the knee. And the fingers are just very loosely pointing down, and each hand she's holding the stem of a blue Utpala flower. And this symbolizes the unblocking of the central channel. And you can just imagine she's wearing all the silks. Let's start with a crown, 5-pointed crown on her head. And she has this, they're embedded with jewelry around her throat, her waist, her wrists, her ankles. And she's wearing these beautiful scarves, silken scarves, celestial in the Royal Indian style. It's really very, very beautiful. And she has, again, eyes in the shape of lotus petals. She's youthful, yet ageless. And she's looking at you and all the people of your life with incredible compassion and kindness, welcoming you, happy to see you. And you can imagine there's all the sentient beings in human form surrounding you. The people you are close to are behind you, your friends. Those you do not like are in front of you. And all the rest are on either side and all around. So everyone joins you in reciting the following prayers. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly by my practice of giving and other perfections. May I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my practice of giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my practice of giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. So we'll just do the 4 immeasurables. It's always really nice to remember. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. And may all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment and anger that hold some close and others distant. So now just bring to mind maybe a request. Maybe you have a problem. Maybe someone you know is not well. We have a couple of people in our Vajrasattva group in the evening that I know of who have some health issues. So anybody that you can bring to mind. Maybe you have a pet that's struggling. So any request, maybe success in your spiritual or worldly activities, health and long life of also your relatives and friends, anything you want. And with these needs in mind, we'll recite this short prayer to Tara. Om, I prostrate to the goddess, foe destroyer, liberating Lady Tara, homage to Tare, savioress, heroine, with Tutare, dispelling all fears, granting all benefits with Ture, to her with sound Soha I bow. So now just imagine rays of light, and you can imagine nectar running down them like raindrops running down a wire, emanating from the point where Tara's left thumb and ring finger touch. So this is really coming from her heart. And the rays and nectar flow continuously until they reach you and all the beings surrounding you, and purifying your hindrances to Dharma practice, any obscurations to enlightenment. And remember the problems of the people that you're praying for, and think of also of all the sufferings and troubles being experienced by sentient beings all around. People fighting wars, people who are sick or lonely, people who have anger or jealousy. And so I imagine as the rays and nectar enter their bodies and their minds, the suffering and the causes of their suffering are completely extinguished, and all sentient beings become completely liberated. But let's just first, as we're doing the purification, we'll recite Tara's mantra. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Soha. 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 So imagine that you and all the beings around you are completely purified, and your body feels blissful and light. So now imagine, again, rays of light and nectar running down them like raindrops running down a wire from Tara's heart. So the point at which Tara's left thumb and ring finger touch. And this time it's golden in color, and it's bringing to you all the blessings, all the enlightened activities of Tara, her incredible capacity, her brilliance, her kindness, her compassion. And it enters your heart and touches you and fills you with bliss and love, blessings, as you recite the mantra. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Soha. Om Tare Tutare 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 Ture Soha. So just imagine you've received all the blessings of all the Buddhas, all the holy beings, Tara. And your body feels blissful and light, clean and clear, ready for anything today. You can handle anything with Tara's energy, with kindness, compassion, creativity. So let's just dedicate all the positive energy you've created this morning doing this Tara practice, and think, due to the merits of these virtuous actions, may I quickly attain the state of Tara and lead all living beings without exception into that enlightened state. May the Supreme Jewel Bodhicitta that has not arisen arise and grow, and may that which has arisen not diminish but increase more and more. Okay, everybody. Thank you very much for your time and your attention. Lots of love. And I look forward to seeing you tonight, some of you. Okay, thank you so much. Lots of love, everybody.
Thank you so much, Venerable.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Everyone.